And welcome to Advent of Code, Day 9. We're very excited to bring you this next day's problem. I've got Eclipse set up here with a closure environment and have about 20 seconds left to wait for this problem to drop. These last couple of days, we managed to get a couple of points. Hopefully we can continue that, but in any case, we hope that the problem is a fun one. So just a few more seconds now. Let's see what we've got. Stream processing. Okay. Garbage. Garbage begins with and ends with this. Between those, almost anything can appear. Within garbage, this has no meaning. Canceled. Oh boy. Okay. Total score. Uh-huh. Each group is assigned a score which is one more than the total score of the group immediately contains it. Outermost group gets a score of 1. What's a total score for all groups in your input? All right. So we have our input here. Let's just ask real quickly what the count is. Let's see what the first of these things is. I have a okay. All right. So maybe something like right. Yeah. Let's get, okay. So it does seem like there are no new lines in this input. So let's see. All right, groups. The characters represent groups. Within a group, 0 or more other things separated by commas. Either another group or garbage. Since groups can contain other groups, only closes the most recently. All right. Okay. Sometimes instead of group, you'll find garbage. Garbage begins with this and ends with this. Okay. Okay. Some program has canceled some of the characters within it using a bang. Inside garbage, any character that comes after a bang should be ignored. Okay, even another bang. You don't see any characters. All right. Okay, so I think I get this. All right. So what we need is a parser here. So we have some kind of state, and we have some kind of like next parser here. So let's figure this out. So the states that we can be in, I think, we can be in like a group state, a garbage state, or a bang state. All right, and then what we care about is the total score. So basically, or we could be in a state like a none state. Okay. So we want to say something like okay, so if we're talking about this situation, then we know that we want to move into we'll call this like mode group, something like this. Maybe even like update state mode or SOS, something like that. All right. Okay, so the mode here. All right. And then if we're in a group state here, and the next is one of these, then we're probably gonna have to do some kind of pop here. All right, I'll just put this in here for now. All right. So if we're in a group state and the next is one of these opens, then what we want to do is we want to go into state garbage. And if we're in a garbage state, and we see one of these, then we want to go, I don't know, back in the group state. I actually think that probably we want to represent our states as a stack. So we want to say basically update state modes, and then there is a pop enclosure, right? Yeah. All right. So let's say pop here. Update state mode push garbage. Same thing here. This is going to be a pop, and then this is going to be a push into a group state. All right. Okay, and then there is a bang state. Okay, so then, yep, okay. So I think that we want to say something like, if it's the case that the next character coming up is a bang, then we want to update states here. Push, is there a closure push, or is it just conj? Okay, it's just conj. Okay. And want to conj, actually, one second. Conj onto 1, 2, 3. All right, that's looking right. Okay, update state here, conj garbage. And then the first thing that we want to check for in cond is whether, is there a peak? I think there's a peak. Yeah. Equals the peak of modes state garbage. Then we really just want to actually update state modes pop. Get out of garbage mode. Okay. There, good balance. All right. Now, this is 3 groups. This is also 3 groups. So this is because a group inside this group. Okay, so it seems kind of like the pop is the point where we're gonna increment a number here. All right. So that basically this implementation becomes take the state, update modes pop, update score by incrementing it. And then when we call this, I'm going to say something like reduce using parse, starting with score of 0 and modes of and nothing. And if we give it a string like this one here, then wrong number of args passed. Okay, like this and like this. Wrong number of args passed to peak. Okay, so yep, that seems right to me. Okay, and then we get nil. All right, so is it possible that this cond isn't matching any of the things that we're at here? It seems possible. So should we put maybe else prn state next, something like this here, just to inform us about that situation? So score modes open paren. Okay, why didn't it not catch and the modes? Oh, I see. Yeah. Right. Okay, so this is not quite right. This needs to be, okay, so this needs to be like these here. Okay, so we are saying that In this case, if you do see one of these things, and I do think you do want to be in a group, but we just need to put this last. So leave this the same for now. In this situation, we do need to fix this, I think. So if we're in group mode here, I also am going to move this to the bottom of the cond. All right, I'm definitely going to move this part to the bottom of the cond. All right, and then this part needs to become basically, I think I can probably just take this part out, being that this just introduces you into garbage mode. And then this part here will be replaced with a check for garbage mode. And then we'll see where we end up. All right, and then here it's saying score 0, mode is group, and then it's not appropriately popping. Okay, so peak. Okay, so this should be modes, update state modes here and here. Okay, now what have we got? Score of 1, which seems to be correct. How about for this input? Oops. Score of 3 seems pretty good. Okay, then how about a score of on this? Okay, null pointer exception. All right, so something is not quite right here. So let's try with this other stuff. Oh yeah, that. All right, null pointer exception. So what's going on? Basically, the score is 1, the mode's in group, and where are we at? So we encounter the comma. Is this the first comma or the second comma? So click the first comma. So it's having problems here. So it's saying basically we're in mode group. Okay, so I think that when nothing bad is encountered, we just want to sort of stay in the same state. So in this situation, score is 3, also 3 groups. All right, so let's try it again. 1501. All right. 1501. Not the right answer. Okay. Well, let's try it with the use cases. So each group is assigned a score, which is one more of the group. Oh, I see. So okay, one more of the score of the group that immediately contains it. Ah, I think I get it. Yeah, all right. So maybe something like we need scores here like this, and then yeah, something like we need to update scores using like a push. The group that immediately contains it. So the outermost group gets a score of 1. Outermost group, okay. Each group is assigned a score which is 1 more than the score of the group that immediately contains it. Okay, I think I get it. So when we go into this mode here, then we actually want to update the modes to conj into a group mode. And then we want to update something called like the scorers and push the score of the group that immediately contains it. So it's sort of like we want to push 1. Each group is assigned a score which is 1 more than the score of the group that immediately contains it. So maybe scorers just needs to be a number. Scorers here starting at 0, and then we also have our score starting at 0, and then on update score. So update scorers deck, I guess. All right, so like maybe something like let S be scorers of state, and update score by adding S to it. Something like that. Does it give an answer? It does, but I'm a little bit paranoid. So let's just try it with something like this, which seems like if we get the right answer here, I'll be feeling pretty confident. Score at 16. All right, so 4578. Not the right answer. Okay. Well, let's try it on the rest of the test cases here. All right. Here it says 9, which is correct. Here, 9, also correct. Here. So here it says 3. So I must be doing something wrong here, unless I didn't copy it properly. All right. So let's see. What am I doing wrong? All right. Enter a group. Then we got garbage. This part needs to be ignored. So I would say maybe something like, make sure that we're not popping too much here. Okay. Okay, too many pops, makes sense. My guess is that garbage mode isn't being properly handled here. Okay. So let's see. I think So if this means enter garbage mode, then this spot should handle it. If the next is here, okay, this puts us in garbage mode. If the current state is garbage mode, then we should be popping it. So in this case, like this, will this tell me? Okay, this says we are popping garbage mode here. Okay, so here we go. All right. I guess, why is it hitting this state so many times? Let's instead PRN next here, so we can get an idea of what are the things that are being ignored. So what's being ignored? It says an A, a greater than symbol. Wait a minute, an A. If we're in garbage mode, an A, a greater than symbol, an A, a greater than symbol. Well, that doesn't make any sense. All right, let's simplify this here. Taking out all this extra stuff. All right, let's simplify by taking that part out. And greater than, how about this, just this part? And it's saying if you're in this situation, then next, if you're in garbage mode, but okay, I think I see it. Okay, yeah. This needs to be bang mode. Okay, like that, right? Here, okay, now here at least the score is, so score is wrong, but at least it seems like bang mode is doing the right thing. So let's see. When you encounter a bang, you go into bang mode, which looks right. Okay, when you have this, when the next thing is one of these, then you go into garbage mode, and then, I think you only do push a garbage mode if you are in a group mode here, like that. Okay, still the wrong score, but I do think that that's an improvement. Okay. Let's see. What's what is going on here? So, all right, how many pops should happen? So I think based on this, there should only be 2 pops happening. Pop. All right. So push here and pop here. So something's not quite right. So all right. Let's see. Push this. All right. Push. Okay, and then it seems like it's pushing on this even though we are in garbage mode. So all right, so I think that we need to have like a check that we're not in garbage mode here. This maybe? All right, then this gives the proper score of 3. Let's turn these print lines off. All right, run the program. Different score now. Okay, right answer, rank 514. Return to the day. Now what? Remove the garbage. To prove you've removed it, all of the characters within the garbage, leading and trailing, nor do any of the canceled characters or the bang doing the canceling. Okay. All right, so I imagine in this situation, what we just want to do is update the state where garbage with ink. All right. And then just start garbage at 0 here. And okay, so it says we're never getting to the else. All right, let's see. So in this case, this gets us out of garbage. This puts us into garbage. These 2 areas handle the bang states. This one leaves a group. This one gets to a group. I'm really surprised. Let's try this. Here we go. Okay, just didn't refresh the thing. All right, not the right answer. Oh, okay. All right. Well, they provided a bunch of examples for us here. So let's fill this in, and then they care. Okay. Yep. So then initializing garbage to 0 gives us garbage of 9, but it's actually 10. Why is it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, what am I missing? Okay, let's start it with the easier cases here. Okay, in this case it says garbage 2. I think that what's happening is I said that you couldn't go into garbage mode unless you were in group mode, and that seems like that isn't the case. So let's try this now. Okay. Okay, and then let's maybe try this one here. All right. Garbage 2. All right. So it's looking a little bit better. Yeah, okay. Well, this did give us an answer. What is all this going on here? This is group. This is saying all the modes that we're in. I don't know if I don't know if I have a whole lot of confidence in this, but I'll give it a try. Not the right answer. Okay, so looks like my misplaced confidence was correct. Let's try this one here. This one says garbage 0, which is correct. All right, let's try this one. Garbage 8, which is wrong. Okay, so this is basically, okay, I think that the problem is that I took out the check for entering, I think basically this check here needs to say that basically if we are not in garbage mode already to do this. And then we have 10 as expected. And then here, okay, we got a new answer. Not the right answer. All right, that was surprising. Let's try some more of these use cases. All right, garbage 0, which is correct. Here we have garbage 2, correct. Here, garbage 3, correct. Let's see if we get the right score that we got before. We do. Okay, the canceled characters or the bang doing the canceling. All right, we can try, I forget this one already. Okay, garbage 0. We tried that, got the right answer. We submitted 6047, and they said no good. How many non-canceled characters are within the garbage? Non-canceled characters. So, okay, that's what they're asking. Non-canceled characters are within the garbage. Okay, leading and trailing, nor do any canceled characters or the bang doing the canceling. All right. All right, so then let's try something like this, which should be 0. That's true. All right, and then, but then if I introduce something like this, should be 3. Yes. All right. Something like this here should be, let's see, what should this be? Should be this, so 23. This is 11. Did I miss something? Oh, okay, this is not the one that I was thinking of. Let me grab the one that I was thinking of. Here. 17. Oh, right, because it doesn't include the bang. Okay, so that's basically the 27 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then not including this one, and then not including this one, but including everything in here. 17, which was the answer. And yet it's saying that my answer was not right. Okay. Let's see. Leading and trailing don't count, nor do this. All right. Am I getting the simple case correct? If I just have these here, okay, yes. Right? Approach this situation. 17, yes. Here. Yes. Think that I'm just going to have to look at the code because there must be something in a part that I'm just not testing right now. That's going to be the difference maker. Okay, 0. And finally, this one, which is going to require a backslash here. Okay. So all the test cases work for what I have, and then just verifying that my garbage score is still wrong. All right, so let's see. All right, so basically, if you're in bang mode, then get out of bang mode. Otherwise, if your next thing is a bang, then go into bang mode. Okay, so let's see if that's correct. So, all right, in a futile attempt to clean up the garbage, the program has canceled some of the characters within it. Inside garbage, any character that comes after a bang should be ignored. Okay, so this actually means that we need to actually be in garbage mode. So, okay, this looks good. Does this produce a different answer for me? Nope. All right, so that, it's more correct, but didn't change anything. Okay. Groups can contain other groups. Okay, close paren only closes the most recently closed. They're nestable. Single, large group, which contains many smaller ones. All right. Garbage begins with this and ends with this. Between them, almost any character can appear. Within it, this has no special meaning. So, okay, so then we have our thing here. We're only going into garbage state when we're not already in garbage state. All right, then let's see, peak. This gets us out of garbage state. Good. All right, I mean, the only thing that I can think here is that there's something where we're not in garbage state, but it is another part of else. So let's just put a check in here where we just basically say check for being in garbage state and update this. Otherwise, we just keep the state the same. All right, so let's try this. Okay, different answer. Feeling pretty good about it. Yeah, that's the right answer. Okay, yeah, so basically, I was assuming that anytime that nothing was happening, we were in a garbage state, and that wasn't right. So all of the examples were sort of examples that immediately put you into garbage state, so that's why they were getting it right. But I needed to further specify that I was in garbage state here. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at the advent calendar. All right, yeah, continues to grow, and I noticed today for the first time that it actually branches, which is very cool to watch. You can see it trace out multiple paths at the same time, which is nice. Yeah, talking about the problem. So this problem is basically like a stream parser. So you need to maintain a little bit of state and consume your inputs one step at a time. So the definition is provided. Basically, the parser can go into a couple of different states that are just defined by the rules, and the yeah, you need to basically just follow the rules. The first question was something about a score. I may have been able to get an answer a little bit faster if I read the definition of a score. I sort of immediately assumed that what they actually cared about was the number of groups rather than the score of the group. So I needed to go back and come up with a good model for doing scores. And then in the second part, I got hung up on figuring out how many characters were contained within the garbage. But in both approaches, you know, my both parts of the problem, my approach is the same, which is basically you have a function that takes the state that you're currently in and the next character that you need to parse, and then you basically use just a big con of how you're going to do it. Yeah, the way that the problem was sort of initially laid out made me think of possibly using a parsing library to solve the problem. But I think that the problem sort of encourages you to write your own parser with a couple of things. One is with this total score thing. Parser libraries, especially like the fast ones, they might have like support for things like this, but they like it might be in a lot of cases faster to just write your own. So I think this was part of it. The sort of the complication with like, you know, bang essentially canceling the next character was a good complication as well. So I think that that folks generally would be sort of writing their own parsers for this. We could take a look at the leaderboard and see how fast people were solving it. So for both stars, about 4 minutes for the fastest here, and about 12 minutes for the slowest. And then first solution was a little bit over 3 minutes, and a little bit about 9.5 minutes for 100th. So yeah, I would say that most of these folks were generally writing their own parsers here. Yeah, and yeah, Clojure is okay for this. Basically, you have like sort of a state map, and each step of the way you're doing modifications to the state map. The important parts are getting the order of all these things correct, and then also this pop function ended up being pretty important, which is, you know, pop out the modes that you're in, change the score of the current group that you're working on, and then like update your final score. This push ended up being pretty important as well. So not too bad. Wish that I had, you know, understood the problem a little bit better. Not made so many mistakes, but fun, and glad that I got the right solution in the end. So that's it for Advent of Code Day 9. Thanks for watching, and hope you tune in tomorrow.